Hey guys, welcome to my fourth and the last League of Legends tournament tutorial. Today I'm gonna cover the topic how to snowball your lead. By snowballing, I mean you can turn a small lead to a big lead, and after that you will use the lead to just brute force down and close the game. So let me start with the laning phase. During laning phase, sometimes you will have an advantage. Maybe you solo kill your lane opponent, or maybe you get a successful gank from your jungler, or your champion is just strong in laning phase and the enemy champion is like a scaling champion, is super weak. So what can you do here? The goal in laning phase is to deny the enemy from farming. So you can, cause you can still farm, then your gold will increase. But if the enemy cannot farm, they cannot keep up the pace. So you can have a bigger lead after 10 or 15 minutes. And as you know, 15 CS lead is basically equivalent to a kill. So how to do that? If you have pressure on your lane opponent, then one thing you can do here is to zone your opponent. By zone, I mean to deny them from accessing to the dying minion, and they cannot CS. If they cannot CS, they cannot keep up the pace as you, and you can still farm. So your gold will become more and more, and they cannot do anything. They have to wait until the lane is pushed into their turn so they can farm. Or you can, if you are really good at harass, you can just harass and poke them and make their health bar low. And they find, oh, I cannot stay anymore, so I need to back. So by force of back, then you can push your lane in, and their turn will take damage, and their turn will kill your minions. So it means your lane opponent cannot get the CS. As a jungler, if you have a lead, then you can try to counter jungle, because the jungle camps, they respawn really slow, like 2.5 minutes, and also 5 minutes for those buffs. So if you counter jungle, you essentially delay their time to get the farms in jungle. So you can have more CS, you can get their jungle, and then you can go back and farm your own jungle. They're behind, so they cannot solo invade you. If they do that, you collapse on them, you get a kill, and they're even further behind. And if you successfully gank help one of your laners, you already want to push the lane for your laner, because after you get a gank, your laner may be low on mana, or your laner may be a slow pusher. And if both of you can push the lane, first you can get some CS, because it's like a tax in solo queue, but it actually helps both you and your laner. Your laner should not really worry about those 1 or 2 CS. And second, you will make your lane opponent to miss CS, because you pushed your minions into their turn, and their turn will kill your minions. So push after gank. And for support players, when you find you have a really decent advantage, but you do not have kill pressure onto their bot lane, and their bot lane cannot kill your AD 2v1, then you can roam and you leave your AD to save farm. Because for example, if they have a Janna, maybe Janna have kill pressure. Let's say if they have Soraka usually do not bring anything for the dive, usually. And if your AD can just farm and return, and their AD farms, and you can go somewhere else and get a kill, let's say in mid, then you actually make your team even further ahead. So that's something you can do for the laning phase. And out of the laning phase, usually we call it mid game. Then this is when, if you still remember from the past tutorial, this is when roams and rotations happening a lot. So before you roam and you contest anything, you need to push your lane and set up visions. For example, if you are on blue side and you want to invade the right side bot jungle for, let's say, the blue buff, you want to take it away from Anivia, then you want maybe your support, your bot lane to push first, and then your support can get deep vision into their jungle. And when their blue spawn, then you can thride them and just zone them from the blue. If you do not have vision, then the enemy might just TP and just fight you. Cause if you do not have ward there, then your TP will take longer, right? So vision really helps, and also it prevents the enemy from like setting up a trap. So after that, you have all the setups, you have decent lead, then you want to take down objectives. Let's say those turn, or you want to get an early Ocean Dragon. Yeah, early Ocean Dragon is really good. Of course, Infernal Dragon and Earth Dragon, they're always good for both early game and late game. Well, they are more late game oriented, but it's still good for you to have it in early game and mid game. So after that, if you have enough lead, you want to try to break out their base, right? This is one of the goal for late game, and that really helps you to close the game. If they have really huge wave clear, then one thing you need to do is to get Baron buff. Baron buff will give minions defensive stats and some damage immunity, not immunity, just damage reduction against those wave clears, and your minion will be stronger and will damage their turn more. So Baron buff, or you can have an Elder Dragon buff, which really gives you battle stats, and you can just maybe force a dive or just get a 5-on-5 team fight. So you do want to look for those buffs. And sometimes taking buff is sometimes risky, because the enemy will want to, when you're taking the buff, you use your skills and you use your damage on the objectives, and they may try to team fight you at there. So you can actually use that and convert it into your own advantage. You can still set up vision and then use the objective to force a team fight. To force a team fight, I mean, you do not really commit into the objective. When the enemy come for you to contest that, then you turn and you fight them. So essentially you just use the objective as a bait, and you don't really fight and get the buff and let them to kill you all. That is not good. So this is a briefly introduction of how to snowball your lead. Let me use some video as an example. So this is a video of our first week in the HGL. We play against the Boeing Company First Class. So let's see. Actually, I think the team count is not important here, because I want to explain how to snowball. So right here. So at 6 minutes, we find Scanner is out of position, and we decide to turn on the Scanner. So after using some flashes, we got the first blood. So now our top is ahead. Our bot lane is also ahead because our bot lane skill is just better. Let me go to. Okay, here is what happened. Okay, so at 9:30, our bot lane get a kill on their support, and you can see there are 3 people. All 3 people of them try to collapse on our top laner. Let's get dragon. Or maybe it's first turn. Okay, I'm trying. And our top laner actually get a kill in a 1 versus 3 situation, which is really good. And since we know their support is dead, and we have dive potential on the Tristana, because I'm pretty tanky. So I'm threatening a dive, and their AD knows that, so he backs out, and we can just get the free turn. So this is to use our small lead on the bottom, which is we get a kill and we convert it into the first turret. That is an objective.
Yeah, I see that.
So you can see they get a kill at top, but they don't really push the lane into our turn, and this will delay the time for minion to arrive at our turn, and it actually benefits our top laner because their minions will kill more our minions than their own minions. So by the time our top laner arrives top, he can just use Q and get all the CS. So after that, we get this trade. We have 1 kill on top, 1 kill on bottom. We lost 1 person, but we get first turn and dragon, which is really good. So this trade favors us a lot. What we do next?
17. Oh, okay.
You can see there are 3 pinks in the river, so we know this area is really dark for them. So I can use it and try to get a gank.
That should be good. Yes,
so we kill Kakma.
Yeah.
And we push the wave in, and their mid turn killed the wave, so Kakma lost even more CS. We'll chill a little bit. You can see we now try to get top because we send our bot lane top, and our wave in the bot already pushed into their turn, and so it's really hard for our bot lane to still farm bot. We decide to take down top.
I don't think we need to this.
So before that, we set up vision around top side to make sure they won't collapse from the back side, our back line, and then we go dive.
We'll keep on going.
We get a kill, we get a turn.
Alright, I'm at the back now.
We can take another one. Yeah.
So we have vision deep in their jungle, and we see no one is coming to defend. So we take another turn. So now in just under 40 minutes, I think we killed 1, 2, and 3. So we have 3 turn lead. We have 5 kills lead. We have a dragon. This is about 5 kills is 1500. 3 turns is 3k. So we have about 5k lead at 40 minutes. So at this point, we are just so ahead. So we do not fear to go into them, and we just try to start a fight.
I'm gonna go on Kog'Maw.
Nice.
So it's a 5v4. So we dive them even with the 2 mid turn alive.
Okay, just eat their jungle, then
Bot lane.
that's
so
fine.
And after the we also counter jungle, so make sure the jungle has nothing when he come up alive on the top side.
I'm going back. This is too much fun. It doesn't have
So we take down mid turn after, and I get the rift.
Fine. Sure, careful, you need to back. Just one.
So we get an ace here, and at this point the game is basically over. But we still kill the Inferno. We take mid, and I believe we take bot here as well.
The top wave? Holy shit.
So under 20 minutes, I think we have about 10k lead, and this is really huge. So we decide to just go for a last push, or maybe Baron. Let's see. Yes, so this is late game, and we want to use Baron to actually close the game. We zone the Scanner from coming into contest, and then we can just fight them, because we will win every 5v5, even if we have used some of our ult.
Okay.
You can see the Tristana does no damage, and she just died to our top lane. So we get another ace and we decide to take both in both mid and bot inhib. We back off and then we tried a final push and we win from that. Okay, so this is basically how to snowball your lead. Early game you want to deny your enemy from CSing. Mid game you want to make better rotations and to get more objectives. Late games you want to use your objectives to close the game. And thanks for all the support and thanks for your time. I'll see you guys next time if I have a chance. Bye.